To license it.
And now for our feature presentation.
PushGapRadio.com. Duncanville, Dallas, Fort Worth.
Live from Hamilton Park, Dallas, Fort Worth is PushGap Radio.
Girl, you can't hear how Dallas, Fort Worth works. This is Jackie.
What up, y'all? This is Jackie
Of Shaka Ford 1 and the main event show.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Something like that.
Shaka Ford 1 and the main event with me, Queen D, Jackie up. Heard exclusively on Push Gap Radio. Giving you true scoops.
PushGapRadios.com in Dallas and Fort Worth. Welcome to another episode of Shaka Ford 1 in the main event with Jackie O. Here's to Joe Lewis this week, Dallas, Fort Worth. Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick said it's African Americans who are driving the COVID surge. We'll get into that. OnlyFans puts the brakes on sexually explicit content. We'll break that down for you. They're banning menthol cigarettes. Racists are looking out for your health. And we'll have a quick review of Tariq Nasheed's movie, Buck Breaking. Old African proverb says, when an elder dies, a library burns to the ground. With Shaka 4-1 in the main event with Jackie O, banging this thing in the game. We're bridging the gap between old school and new school radio. PushGapRadios.com. Dallas, baby.
I'm telling you, all over the word nigga. Now let me just explain to you how I feel about the word nigga. First of all, is that the best you can do to hurt my feelings is by calling me a nigga? Come on. That's right. Personally, I'm more offended when you don't give me a good interest rate on my money, to tell you the truth. Then they sent an email around, they was like, well, they want all the comedians to stop saying the word nigga. And I'm thinking, it's not a word that I use often, but this is a country where we have freedom of speech. Then I said, well, if I stop saying the word nigga, how am I going to describe nigga shit? Yeah, because we do some nigga shit. And you want to know what's some nigga shit? When you work 40 hours a week, you get your check and walk past every bank in the city and go to a check cashing place and give them up for 3% of your money because you ain't got a damn bank account. Oh, that's some nigga shit. Oh, that's nigga shit. What's some more nigga shit? When all your kids don't know each other. Oh, that's nigga shit.
PushGapRadio.com in Dallas and Fort Worth. Welcome back to another exciting edition of Shaka 4-1 and the main event with Jackie O. On next week, there will not be a show. I will be in Indianapolis, Indiana. If you're listening to this show on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana. And I like to say before I get there, very beautiful city. Looked it up on YouTube. From Gary, Indiana. Went to Nat when I was a kid, but you're a kid. The hell did you know? Okay. Going to see my two brothers. It's my mom's birthday on Sunday, the 29th. So we'll be there to celebrate the first year of her being gone. She died October of 2020. But yeah, we'll be there to celebrate that. My two brothers, Terrell Atkins and his wife Tracy and the kids. And my big brother, Stephen Shackelford, who went up there and got a job because he was tired of sitting around getting a STEMI. But you all are talking about people are lazy. We checked out Dr. SEBI on yesterday, Sunday, the 22nd. Very interesting about the great Dr. SEBI mind. He was born Alfredo Darrington Bowman, November 26, 1933. August 6, 2016, when he passed away. He's from Honduras, self-proclaimed herbalist. Numerous entertainment and acting celebrities were among his clients, including Michael Jackson, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, and John Travolta. Dr. Sebi wasn't a doctor per se. They took him to court. They said they wanted a nice amount of people who had a diagnosis by a doctor, had went to Dr. Sebi, and then another doctor said that they were cured of it and didn't have it. 75 people this guy brought in. 75 people, Dr. Sebi. He was acquitted based on the legal definition of medicine for his herbs. He said, I'm not performing medicine. I'm just teaching you how to eat. He took it from your food groups. Amazing what kind of things food does to you. In America, you know, it's just off the chain. Here, okay, when it comes to food. Now, you know, we got into the arrest and the controversy of his death. He had $37,000. He was getting off a plane in the United States to switch to another private plane to come to Honduras. They threw him in the pokey. While his family was trying to obtain his release, they let him out, and then the public minister rearrested him. He fell ill, and police officials realized the severity of his condition, transported him to a hospital. And they feel that's what contributed to his death. So, the great Dr. Sebi, you just might want to check him out. Time now for your pushgapradio.com celebrity birthdays. Celebrity birthdays this week, August 23rd, Kobe Bean Bryant. He passed away January 26th of 2020 at age 41. He would have been 42 years old today, August 23rd. Big salute to Kobe Bryant. Rapper Lil Yachty, August 23rd, turns 24 years old. Basketball great Seth Curry, brother of Steph Curry, turns 30. Thomas Samms. You smoke crack, don't you, Samms? Fairy side. Thomas Samms. In the 1989 movie Lean on Me turns 38. I Dream of Jeannie star Barbara Eaton will be 90 years old. August 24th, WWE great Vince McMahon turns 76. Comedian legend Dave Chappelle will be 48. Former basketball player Reggie Miller turns 56. And filmmaker Ava DuVernay will be 49 years old. August 25th, actor Blair Underwood turns 57. Kel Mitchell of Kenan and Kel turns 43, and Chef Rachel Ray, August 25th, turns 53 years old. August 26th, basketball great James Harden will be 30. Actress Keke Palmer turns 28. Actress Melissa McCartney, she's very funny to me, turns 51. And actor Evan Ross, Diana Ross's kid, turns 33 years old. August 27th, Pee Wee Herman. Pee Wee was at the party, but didn't nobody shake his hand, and it was a freaky-deaky party. Pee Wee Herman. Paul Rubens turns 67. Singer Mario will be 35. Gospel singer Yolanda Adams turns 60. And August 27th, rapper Mace will be 46 years old. Due to the fact that we will not be on the air August 30th, big shout out to two of the greatest people to come out of Gary, Indiana. My sainted mother, Emma Jean Atkins. Her birthday is Sunday, August 29th. The other person is Michael Jackson, both of Gary, Indiana. Michael Jackson died at the age of 50, June 25th of 2009. Sunday, August 29th, Michael Jackson would have been 62 years old. My mom would have been 82, and just wanted to give a shout out to you. Yeah, Dr. Sebi, check that out. Get into that. Changing your eating habits. See, Chris Rock told you that. The money is not in the cure. The money's in the treatment. Can't make no money off you, fam. If I cure you, okay? This man already figured it out. 75 people came to court and testified on this man's behalf. Speaking of Michael Jackson, this woman says she's married to Michael Jackson's ghost, and Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. officiated it. This was originally published on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. He said, don't call this woman Billie Jean because she says she is Michael Jackson's lover. Kathleen Roberts, who claims she's Marilyn Monroe reincarnate, shared her story of Michael Jackson using her as a medium to live through her, and now they're married. What you smoking? According to her article, the king of pop doesn't use her for sex, but allegedly uses her body for earthly things like eating, dancing, and singing. I can see her doing Mike. Okay. Stays possessed in me, she says. Just told you Michael Jackson passed away at the age of 50. And due to cardiac arrest, June of 2009. The medium claims that the king of pop proposed to her with a pink engagement ring, and Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. officiated their wedding while she was getting out of the bathtub. What, nigga, is you smoking? Now, Robert shared that it's been a struggle to connect to Jackson intimately. He scares me with spider visions and dead corpse visions if I kiss him or try to initiate romance physically. See, this is why they tell you them folk got mental illness. Says she feels special that he chose her for a wife, although not on paper. Now, according to some folk, she has admitted that her supernatural senses have been mistaken as schizophrenia in the past. That answers a lot of questions. Okay? That answers a lot of questions. Married to Michael Jackson. The greatness that was Michael Jackson, man. We watched the deal with Whitney Houston as well over the weekend. You know, Whitney was amazing. As you watch the videos, you see Bobby Brown jump in it a lot. You know what Suge Knight said about Diddy? You know, you want the producer dancing all in the videos. You understand? And I think that may have contributed to it. As I watched this little special on Hulu or something, Jackie O pulled up. As I watched the little special, you know, Bobby Brown's just always in the picture. That's after his career had started going down. You understand? But yeah, man, it's truly amazing. I'll be in Indianapolis, Indiana. I am just so excited. Ever since I've been laid off here last year, March of 2020, it's been a beatdown, man. The first year I got through it, building Push Gap, the reinvention of. But since we've been into 2021, now it's just, you know, it's just a thing. Tired of sitting around. So my brother's doing amazing up there in Indianapolis. Very beautiful city. I looked it up on YouTube. I'm taking the train, Amtrak. Have you ever rode the train? I rode it once when I went to boot camp in Fort Knox, Kentucky from Chicago. But I'm looking forward to having an amazing time. Sometimes you just got to get away from your environment. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes to break whatever your mental state is, you need to go see something different. Give you a little boost, you know? And I think that's where I am. Just bored of sitting at the house. People think you're lazy and you don't want to work. You want to work, but you want to work at the right somewhere. We're going to get into that later in the program. But yeah, you just want to... You just want to live your life like folks, man. So, I don't know. We're going to get into buck breaking, Tariq Nasheed, when we come back. I watched The Gentleman with Matt McConaughey. Very good movie, man, if you're looking for something to check out. Matthew McConaughey is amazing to me. I'm reading, well, I have 3 different John Grisham books. But Jake Brigance, baby. You remember A Time to Kill with Samuel L. Jackson? Matthew McConaughey played it. Now every time I read a book, all I see is Matthew McConaughey. When we come back on the bangingest thing on your urban internet radio dial, Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick's punk ass said it's our fault that there's something driving the COVID surge. Also, OnlyFans. What you gonna do now? Big freaks up in the boogaloo. Buck breaking. We're gonna break that down for you. Also going to touch on the bomb suspect at the U.S. Capitol. We will delve into him as well. Also, you know, they're shutting down menthol cigarettes. Is it a racist thing, or are they really trying to help you to be safe. Shaka 401 in the main event with Jackie O on pushgapradios.com. Syndicated through KYB and radio.com in Mountain View, California. Doc, I see you got your third shot. I salute you, baby. For those of you who don't want the jab, I salute you as well. But the thing is, player, to be safe. Banging this thing in the urban internet radio game. Pray until something happens. God always provides. At pushgapradios.com, the power is in the name. Bridging the gap between old school and new school radio, nigga. If you don't know, now you know. We hotter than fish grease in 90-degree Texas weather. Pushgapradios.com. Tell you this. It's Dallas, baby.
PushGapRadio.com. Black media that's relevant to you. PushGapRadio.com. The P. Diddy of urban internet radio.
Never average, never mediocre. We're online, on point, and on the money. PushGapRadio.com.
Messages off, music on.
Most satisfying way to enjoy your radio today is through your computer. PushGapRadio.com, changing the way you listen to radio.
We the business.
A program providing millions of gig workers with unemployment aid will soon come to an end. About 4.2 million people receiving pandemic unemployment assistance, or PUA, will lose their benefits after September 6th. The program provides aid to gig workers. They are typically considered self-employed and therefore do not usually qualify for traditional unemployment aid. So tell us about these benefits for gig workers that are expiring next month. What do they consist of?
Unfortunately, this program is coming to an end over Labor Day, as you mentioned, and so that means when that's over, self-employed workers will no longer be able to qualify for unemployment assistance. Unlike other workers, like if you're a worker who lost their job, went on unemployment, then got a new job, you'll be able to get unemployment again.
And Amy, you also write about other pandemic aid programs that will be ending. Tell us about those and who they will impact.
Yes, there are two other programs that are ending at Labor Day. And the biggest group that's being impacted are the self-employed workers, the POA program. As you mentioned, 4.2 million people being kicked off that program. But there's also another program called PEUC, which is an extension of benefits for people who have been out of work for a long time. And unfortunately, this is a big problem during the pandemic, people who've just not been able to get back into the workforce. That's also ending. The program called the FPUC or FPUC, which gives people an extra $300 in weekly aid, is ending. That's been a somewhat controversial program. Some businesses are blaming that program on keeping workers on the sidelines, although economists say there's not that much evidence that that actually is playing that much of a part in the labor shortages right now.
Something like that.
Shaka 401 in the main event with me, Queen D, Jackie O. Heard exclusively on Push Gap Radio. Giving you true scoops.
And it goes a little something like that.
PushGapRadio.com in Dallas and Fort Worth. We're bridging the gap between old school and new school radio. You know, they're saying because of the surge of COVID, that them folk acting like does not exist. Of course, with the supply chain being locked down. You know what's been going on with that. That there's going to be a shortage of them turkey buds for the holiday there, boy. So some people were discussing about stocking up in the event another lockdown comes, which I believe is coming. A lot of other countries are doing it. I mean, America ain't got a damn thing right since the giddy up here. But yeah, said it's going to be a shortage. G4 said while standing in line at Sam's Club, speaking to the cashier, she was informing me that many are starting that stockpile of household items all over again due to the variant. Said he had to laugh because he refused to go through that. Said he fared very well when COVID first hit. Now, he did notice at a store called Giants, because I believe they're on the East Coast there, is not getting shipments of items like they were 2 weeks ago. Yeah, supply chain, man. He said he had plenty of food, but, just because it's all sunshine and rainbows in your world. Now, this other guy came back at him, Dr. No. He said he bought 20 cases of toilet paper, 5 cases of paper towels at Sam's. Then he took his ass to the Super Walmart and did the same thing. Then he's going to hit up the dollar store. Do you have enough supplies if this joint shuts down again? Are you prepared? Do you have a freezer or any way to do something in the event? These people have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea what they're doing. Look at Biden and them whatnot with the STEMI money. These people sent you home, put you in a very precarious position with your rent, your bills, your children, whatnot. And then they want to cut off the money to you, but keep funding all this other crap, $700 billion for war. $700 billion for a war that we spent $2 trillion on over there in Afghanistan. It was an unwinnable war in a country that failed the instant the U.S. pulled out. But we can't afford to protect Americans from death by giving them affordable health care. Exactly. Exactly. Now, Sleepy Joe and them wants the states to use the STEMI funds for unemployment aid after it expires. It's supposed to expire next month in September. So Sleepy Joe is calling for states with high unemployment to use leftover STEMI to extend key pandemic area unemployment programs that are set to expire September 6th, around Labor Day. Despite the uncertainty of the Delta variant still running rampant. See? These people have no idea. You're doing the same thing in 2021 that your ass was doing in 2020. And it's not working. Even though the unemployment rate is going down in some places, it's not going down everywhere. A lot of them jobs ain't coming back. So how the hell are you going to go back to work? Gang of them joints ain't coming back. Why don't you just set something in place? They're not going to do that. Too many clicks in America. What I mean by that, if you were in Sweden, everyone would get the money. If you were in Austria, everyone would get the money because everyone is Austrian or Swedish. In America, there are too many clicks. Particularly if the niggas gonna get it, we sure as hell don't want to pass out no money. But we'll help bail out these companies that's been butt humping us for decades. Even as the economy continues to recover and robust job growth continues, there are some states where it may make sense for unemployed workers to continue receiving the STEMI for a longer period of time. Because unemployment remains high in their area. They can use leftover funds from the $350 billion included in the American Rescue Plan to reach out. You know, you was getting that $600. Woo, that $600 was sweet, wasn't it? Even the $3. See, you didn't put yourself here, so why would you have to deal with that like that? Despite more than 23 million job losses during the pandemic-induced recession, those individuals didn't cut back on spending because you took the money you had to live, you pumped it back into the economy. Once you took the extra STEMI away from the unemployment, then you took away what was keeping the economy going. See, these people keep shooting themselves in the damn foot. You got a teacher shortage. You got a bus driver shortage. You got healthcare shortage. But you're going to fire these people because they won't take the jab. How long do you need to be on the STEMI? I don't know. Sorry, I don't know. Be different again if I put myself in this situation, but I didn't. But I didn't. You did. But you'll help the companies out that ain't getting no customers. And of course, you know, with the supply chain down, getting supplies and whatnot is horrendous. And then I know you heard about the guy over there at the Library of Congress at the U.S. Capitol on last week. So one guy says, you didn't have to tell me that the MAGA bomber was white. I figured that out on my own when you said he was taken alive. Went on to say the "You Lost, Get Over It" crowd from 2016, Trump, is now driving truck bombs into downtown D.C. because they lost and they can't get over it. Probably stopped him to get a burger. You know how they do. The confrontation between authorities and a man who pulled up next to the Library of Congress claiming to have a bomb in his truck ended with his surrender on last Thursday. Took hours of negotiations and at least 3 law enforcement agencies to bring this guy down. Floyd Ray Roseberry ran about revolution. Took him alive. Truck bomb, U.S. Capitol. Want to know how he gained such access? You know how he got it. He them folk. He them folk. Easy for him to get up in there. I remember the one black girl several years ago. She was making a U-turn. They clip dumped in her car, killed her baby in the baby seat in the back. But these folks, somebody should have had barriers up and should have happened a long time ago. Maybe. Now, who the hell is Roseberry? He was also known as Bubba Roseberry, according to the North Carolina Department of Public Safety. He was convicted in February of '89 of larceny and operating a vehicle without a license, both misdemeanors. Of course, he received probation and a damn suspended sentence. Probably got a hood, too. Long list of arrests in Cleveland County. It's them folk mine. You notice now that they done opened it back up, how they're back to killing as usual. The show just goes on. The numbers are falling, but yeah, the show just goes on. This guy just went out there threatening to blow something up, and you took him down with nary a problem. See, that's the problem here in America. But Dr. SEBI, you should go check him out. Went on YouTube and looked at some things. Again, I was amazed at the amount of things. See, because we take the sea moss, the burdock root and the rackberry, whatever. Okay? Works great for me. I love the sea moss. Gives me energy, cleans me out there. And it's just phenomenal, because I thought Jackie O was just spending money. And then I found out when I took it, it was like, man, 30, 40 seconds later, felt something in my gut drop. It'll go to the bathroom, do Joe Louis. But then when I came back from the bathroom, I emptied a waste paper basket. Next thing I know, I'm washing out waste paper baskets. It's 7:30 in the morning, fam. I was getting ready to go on a walk. It's all about that sea moss mine and getting healthy. And Dr. SEBI has already figured all that out. That's why they're trying to shut this man down. That's why they were trying to shut him down. When we come back, OnlyFans. They say y'all done did them folk wrong, fam. We're going to get into that. Also, menthol cigarettes. Are they trying to protect your health, or is it something racial? We'll delve into that. There was a family who bought a lottery ticket. Blew up in the best way. Definitely are going to get into that. Are you eating healthy? What are you doing to extend your life? What are you doing to ensure that you're here for your kinfolk? You know what I'm saying? The sea moss is amazing. You should look into it. Again, I thought Jackie O was just spending money. The energy the sea moss gives me, baby, gives me the opportunity to come on this mic and say devastating, titillating, definitely invigorating. Not like I'm insinuating that I think I'm stimulating. Reason that I get good ratings because I don't be perpetrating. All I got to do is touch a microphone. Shaka 4-1 in the main event with Jackie O. Syndicated through KYBNradio.com in Mountain View, California. See, that's what happens when you on that mossy, baby. You be charged up. You definitely be charged up. Someone said, how do one tell the difference between a fully vaccinated person and a not vaccinated person? A guy replied, ask them who won the election. Shaka 4-1 in the main event with Jackie O. On the bangingest thing on your urban internet radio dial. We're bridging the gap between old school and new school radio. PushGapRadios.com. Whatever you do, fam, do not keep us a secret. Push Gap, Dallas, baby.
PushGapRadio.com. We finna take over this town like street sweepers.
That's gangsta.
From our studios to the world, here comes another long set of your favorite hits.
This is Kendall Harden from Dallas, Texas, and I listen to the new PushGapRadio.com, pushing hip-hop and R&B from back in the gap. PushGapRadio.com, Dallas, baby.
I feel like
every station you listen to is
playing the same songs,
petty nonsense,
doing the same thing.
Over and over and then over again.
We can't tell the difference.
Money and bling this and dollar bill that is insulting.
The consolidation of radio overall.
It's kind of compromised.
Black radio.
I hate the radio now.
Nobody's talking about it.
Much more pressing issues that we probably could discuss.
And if somebody didn't plan it, then I don't know how it happened.
PushGapRadio.com is next generation radio.
The following program is rated TV mature. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's going on, guys? I got some, I don't want to say breaking news, but I got basically a part 2 or an update to a video I did about OnlyFans cleaning up the platform because they want more investors, where apparently they are cleaning up the platform to the point to where they are going to be banning adult content. Now, I believe they're still going to allow you to post pictures, right, of yourself with nothing on, but explicit content, I'm talking about hardcore stuff, they're banning it off the platform as of effective October 1st, 2021. OnlyFans will prohibit posting of any content containing any explicit conduct. The company said in a statement, in order to ensure the long-term sustainability of the platform and to continue to host an inclusive community of creators and fans, we must evolve our content guidelines. You see, a lot of these Instagram models who moved over to OnlyFans, they helped build the user base over there. They heavily promoted it. Celebrities are promoting it. Floyd Mayweather was promoting OnlyFans at his last fight. This day was coming when they can't go out and get the funding because they're saying, you know what, we're getting 20% on everything. You know, we should get more. See, they think they should get more money. Getting 20% ain't enough for them. And OnlyFans wants to be legitimized and they want to be taken seriously as a streaming platform. All these platforms think they could be the next Netflix. Everything is becoming corporate. It is.
And it goes a little something like this.
Shaka Ford won in the main event with me, D, Jackie up. Heard exclusively on Push Gap Radio. Giving you true scoops.
And it goes a little something like this.
PushGapRadio.com in Dallas and Fort Worth. We're bridging the gap between old school and new school radio. A family who bought a lottery ticket at a rest stop while driving home from vacation didn't realize they won $2 million prize until about a month later. New Jersey family won $2 million after purchasing a winning lottery ticket at a rest stop on their way home from vacation last month. Reports said the family was driving from North Carolina when they decided to stop for a bathroom break at a 7-Eleven in Maryland. During the stop, they got snacks and Mega Millions, Cash for Life, and Powerball tickets before getting back on the road. But they didn't check their numbers till almost a month after purchasing it. To the mom's surprise, the numbers from the Powerball ticket matched most of the numbers from the drawing, putting them one number short of winning a major jackpot. I'd take $2 million. Mom read the numbers from the winning ticket and said it was remarkable. The numbers, by the way, 1, 4, 11, 59, 67. They missed the Powerball number, which was 10. Their ticket had a 9. Instead of $2 million, that would have been $290 million bucks. Could you retire with 290 million racks, fam? Have to look for no job, okay? You don't need none of that. You know, I had niggas to work for you. What did Peoples Hernandez in Shaft. I point there, he do that. I point there, he do that. 290 million? Said it shocked the family, I'm sure. See, the dad said he had to look at the ticket several times. 7-Eleven store get $5,000 from the lottery company for them winning. That's amazing. See, sometimes you just got to go with the flow. Lottery ticket, and you just on vacation. My OnlyFans is getting beat down. Okay. OnlyFans. This story here rocked me when I ran across it. This young lady, Renee Brooks, black girl lost keys, said, so you build a platform using the labor of sex workers, and then when it becomes successful, mostly because of sex workers, you discard them like trash. Have we learned nothing from Tumblr's mistakes? Oops, I'm saying the quiet parts out loud. OnlyFans put the brakes on sexually explicit content starting in October. They're getting out of the porn business. What does that mean? Basically, you're going from Pornhub to HBO. Okay. Put it in that context. And the most surprising corporate tech announcement since McDonald's announced it wasn't selling hamburgers. Content sharing site OnlyFans announced it will prohibit users from posting sexually explicit conduct on its website, which many sex workers use to sell fans explicit content. I remember when Jackie O told me Lisa Ray was going on OnlyFans. I'm like, no, she ain't. Well, yeah, she going on there and she's supposed to have a cooking thing. Well, sweetie, OnlyFans ain't no cooking show. But apparently they're going in that direction. So instead of serving the fans of internet sex workers that currently make up almost all the site's 130 million visitors, OnlyFans aims to become a forum for musicians, fitness instructors, and chefs. Guess there wasn't enough of that on YouTube. While nudity will not be prohibited on the site, extreme forms of content will no longer be in keeping with OnlyFans beginning in October. Getting out of the porn game. That's how they do media here in America. The WB, the CW, whatever. You get you a new television channel. Then you put the black shows on there to get black folk to hype it up. Because, of course, it ain't about shit unless black folks say it is. And then you flip the game like you're doing here with these folks. OnlyFans has attracted more than 130 million users, but it's also brought additional scrutiny. A lot of people make videos of themselves engaging in sexual behavior. And Cardi B and a lot of other folk like that, you know. They're on OnlyFans. They built it, man. That's how you built it. But they're looking at the financial aspects of it, you know. They're banking partners and payment providers. And they're kind of leery of being such a part of a huge part of the porno industry. Got tons of users, but can't find investors, according to Bloomberg. Their valuation is at $1 billion, all from the sex trade. One of the most successful platforms, they say. Rachel Dolezal's on there. That's where everyone's running to if you're a celebrity trying to get out there and connect with the people. You're on OnlyFans, collecting money. You know, Rachel Dolezal famously ID'd herself as a black woman. She on there showing, my nigga, she on there showing her feet for $5 a month. You want to get in? No total nudes or sex work, just foot pics, hair tutorials, and early morning squats. Which one you think gonna get the $5? The early morning squats or the foot pics? They say it's some female pastors on OnlyFans taking up donations. OnlyFans, man. These people put in the work, man. See, that's how they do you. They pull a switcheroo. They let you build up their joint. That's why you got to have your own. That's why you got to have your own. OnlyFans. People have been making a crap load of money. The one girl, I'll catch you outside girl, or catch me outside girl, that chick pulled in $1 million in a day or some such. Now, OnlyFans gets 20% of what you pulling down when you're on the platform. 20%. Now, there are people that are making astronomical dollars, but what are you doing to get it? Are you selling your soul to get the money? Are you that hard up for attention? OnlyFans is huge, but look what got it there. Base human emotions. It's all about sex. And that's what got you there. Now you want to kick that to the curb. I don't understand. But they all do that. So why would you act like anything else is any different? I was talking to some guys on a forum over the weekend, and one guy was talking about this one singer he had saw on tour with Destiny's Child. Told him my Destiny Child story. Thought it was very interesting. So I figured I would tell it to you. Okay. So when I first got into the limo game, about 2006, 2007, I was dispatched to go to Houston, Texas. I think it was Minute Maid Park, where Destiny's Child was performing. And I went down there to pick up the managers. I think it was 3 guys. Because the show, this was on Saturday, and her next show was in Dallas on Sunday. So we left out at about, 1 in the morning or some such. And I drove them from Houston to Dallas all through the night. Now, when I got there, they allowed me as the driver to come backstage. I got to hang out in the green room. I got to eat the great food. Okay. And then Destiny's Child came out. They were no more than 5 feet away from me and was doing their prayer. I said, what's up to them as they went on stage. Destiny's Child is amazing, but you always knew Beyonce was it. Like Michael Jackson, you know? Don't want to say anything bad about him now that he's married to the chick, Kathleen Roberts. But yeah, man. Very interesting story. I think that Destiny's Child was hot. But, you know, when you start doing things when it's just you, or you start doing things when it's you with a team or a group, things are different. Things are different. But yeah, Beyonce and them were amazing. I got to go backstage and check the guy running the video monitors and the microphones. And maybe, just maybe, that helped me to get where I am now with PushGapRadios.com. When we come back, we're going to talk about buck breaking with Tariq Nasheed. Okay. Tariq has got some amazing things going on. Well, you know what? I can talk about Tariq right now. Got a few minutes. But I am not going to do that. But yeah, we're going to tell you about Tariq Nasheed. Fake vaccine cards. Do you know that you can get 7 years if you produce a fake vaccine card? That is a government instrument. Okay? So they're going all in on that. So if you're into that, I've met some people who are. If you're into that, okay, then, you know, watch your back. They pointed out a lot of them got misspellings and all kind of grammar errors and whatnot. So, you know, if you into that, fam, you just might want to tighten your game. Banging this thing on your urban internet radio dial. All cigarettes matter. We're going to get into that. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick in Texas with your punk ass. We're also going to get into that. PushGapRadios.com. We're bridging the gap between old school and new school radio. PushGapRadios.com, KYBNRadio.com. Banging combination.
Hey, this is Scott Moran. It's not just the brothers that listen to PushGapRadio.com. For the hottest new show in the Metroplex, it's Shackleford 1 in the main event on PushGapRadio.com. Hamilton Park, Dallas, Fort Worth. Dallas, baby.
oftentimes when they begin to understand the great secret, become frightened of all of these negative thoughts that they have. Two things they need to be aware of. One, it has been proven now scientifically that an affirmative thought is hundreds of times more powerful than a negative thought.
PushGapRadio.com, Dallas, Fort Worth.
PushGapRadio.com.
There was a Biden sexual sister who put up a tweet. Her tweet went viral, and this is her tweet right here. Her tweet was, "I'm just gonna say it. I regret voting for Biden. Definitely should have kept Trump in office. If I knew what I knew now, I would have voted differently." I've seen a lot of the Biden sexuals up here talking about how they regret Biden. We don't want to hear it. No. Don't start copping please now. No. All you Biden sexuals, we don't want to hear it. Okay? Don't you sit up here and act like you just found out something that you didn't know. We're not trying to hear that. Because now y'all feeling dumb because Biden is being Biden. Biden never said that he was going to do anything for black people, so I don't know what y'all talking about. What did you know now that you didn't know then? Biden made that thing very clearly. Us in the empowerment community, we've been telling you, y'all argued us down. Us in the empowerment community, you Biden sexuals argued and trolled us relentlessly after we told y'all that was going to be an L messing with Biden and Kamami. Biden has always made it clear that he wasn't going to do a damn thing for foundational black Americans.
Goes a little something like this.
Shaka Ford won in the main event with me, Queen D, Jackie up. Heard exclusively on Push Gap Radio. Giving you true scoops.
And it goes a little something like this.
PushGapRadio.com in Dallas and Fort Worth. Yeah, that's Tariq Nasheed. The people for Biden, you were told. It's the same thing going on with Roland Martin's fat ass. You're a cheerleader, Roland Martin, for the Democratic Party. Hold the vote, Roland. Get something for the vote, Roland. Don't just give it away, Roland. And you come home with wet panties and dry pockets, Roland. Convinced you folks to give the Democratic Party your damn vote. Biden told you he wasn't going to do nothing for you. Roland wanted to be national press secretary. Thought he was going to get the job with Barack, then he thought he was going to get it with Biden and them. How's that working out for you there, Roland? Just stupid. Just giving it away. If China and Russia invaded the U.S. full force by surprise, would you rather grab a gun and shoot the invading soldiers? Because y'all soldiers out there, right, folk? Y'all got a gun for everything. It's your country. You're a patriot, right? So if China and Russia got together to put foot to ass to America, would you grab a gun and shoot the invading soldiers? Would you join the military ASAP? Would you illegally cross the border into Mexico or Canada ASAP? Hide out somewhere underground? Obey their rules and do what they say? What would you do? R. Kelly been back in court. Said his lawyer was tweeting or something during the trial. During day 2 of R. Kelly's New York trial, accuser Jorhonda Pace resumed her testimony. You know, or may not know, disgraced R&B icon R. Kelly is facing racketeering and sex trafficking charges and could be looking at decades in prison if convicted. Also under scrutiny for his marriage to Aaliyah. Aaliyah's music is streaming. In case you didn't know, her people have opened up the vault for her stuff. Old girl said Kelly would videotape her sexual encounters. She had to go by Rob's rules. Told her how she could dress, speak, and when to use the restroom. Now, I don't understand if 54-year-old singer Robert Sylvester Kelly is accused of running a criminal enterprise. That's what they're trying to hang him out there for. Using his fame to lure the young women. See, you get caught up in the material mind. And that's what it was. R. Kelly was rich and famous, had exposure. Some people crave the limelight. You already know that. So 6 women are key to the federal government's case, including the late singer Aaliyah, whose marriage to Kelly in 1994 helped put his alleged predator behavior in the spotlight. So they found out. Then, like I said, this nigga lawyer in here texting on Twitter. Come on, man, you fighting for your life. Oh boy on here twittering. Now, the prosecution alleged that Kelly and his associates hatched a plan for the singer to wed Aaliyah to keep him out of jail. Kelly supposedly bribed a government employee in Illinois with $500 to obtain a fake ID for Aaliyah and then married her in a hotel suite before going back on tour. Marriage was annulled less than a year later. Said that Aaliyah had been groomed by Kelly since she was 12. Was killed in a plane crash in 2001. So, yeah, man. R. Kelly, they trying to get him for everything. Again, they kill you twice. First, they kill the body. Second, they kill your character. I'm paraphrasing, but you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, they kill you twice. Buck breaking, Tariq Nasheed. I checked that out over the weekend. Finally caught up to Tariq. Tariq, let me ask you a question, fam. How in the hell are you selling your joints on DVDs? Who the hell got a DVD? Okay, you had to go online and find it. Wink, wink. But I finally found it. Been looking for it for quite a while. Buck breaking was very interesting. But, of course, all of Tariq's deals are interesting. He's trying to build that museum out there in L.A. Raised $1 million so far. He's trying to get up $7 million. A lot of people believe there are better things to be done with $7 million in the black community. But, yeah, buck breaking was amazing. Shows you the different things that they do in order to drive a wedge within us. Now, a lot of people say that you can find out what Tariq does just by going on the internet. Okay. And you can. You have a computer in your pocket. You can absolutely do that. But you never understand about formatting. It's not always about the information you're presenting. How did you present it? In what format did you present it in? And he just has a way of doing that. I noticed that he comes in, he talks about a certain topic, and then it goes into Corey Holcomb and other cats who were speaking. And he puts in the research. I appreciate that. But, you know, it's like Tariq always got that hand out. But buck breaking was great if you do have the opportunity to check it out. Just like all of Tariq's other documentaries, man. Buck breaking was truly amazing. I truly enjoyed it. 2 hours long, but a lot of information packed up in there. A lot of information packed up in Tariq's work. And I just wanted to, you know, give a shout out to him for that, because you have to learn how to separate the man from the art. Okay. What I mean by that, you know, everyone has their demons. Okay. No one is above. Okay. So everyone has their demons. But does that mean that within yourself, you don't know what you know? These people have to give you a piece of paper to say that you're a doctor. Maybe you're just a doctor. Don't need your piece of paper to say that. But that is another story. Separate the man from his art, man. Buck breaking was great. And they did get into the gory parts, which I thought they would. And he handled that part very well. So, you know, it's something, I don't know if I would let kids watch it like I would, you know, Hidden Colors or whatnot. But, yeah, that's what that is bitch ass Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick here in Texas made a comment on last Friday which drew immediate criticism. This clown says that it's black folk who have not been vaccinated are driving the COVID surge. The unvaccinated African Americans, not the lax coronavirus precautions in Texas. Numbers are false. Black residents in Texas accounted for 16.4% of the state's cases and 10.2% of deaths on August 13th. While vaccination rates are low among black Texans, the highest coronavirus cases rates are among whites and Hispanics. Now, we're at 16.4. The whites are at 38 point something, and the Hispanics are at 35. That's in the state of Texas. Now, you know, Greg Abbott, a month or so ago, tried to lay it on the illegals. Always us, never you. You know who's driving the COVID? Them folk who stormed the Capitol with no mask on are surging the COVID. Always us, never you. It's the people going to concerts, bars, weddings, restaurants, and parties. Always us, never you. You give privileges to the people who got the jab. You can travel. You can have more privileges around the country. Going again, weddings, the beach, no mask. They got Dr. Fauci out here. He done flipped teams. But it's all taking turn for the worse, and it's black folk fault. Always us, never you. You people have no idea what the hell you are doing. COVID shooting through the roof with these kids, fam. But what's it about? It's about that money. You got to get this economy going. And you folk done screwed up everything. And you don't get to blame us. The Trump supporters aren't taking the jab. Why aren't you singling them out? Why aren't you singling out the 700,000 people that went to Sturgis motorcycle joint earlier this month? You're giving these people this shot. They're getting a false sense of freaking security. And if you didn't get the shot and you're going around these people, then you have a false sense of security as well. Well, they got the jab, so they should be okay, and I should be able to go around them. No. That ain't how that works. And now you want to blame black people because you folk don't know what the hell you doing. Y'all the largest group. Y'all taking them L's. Another shutdown will screw this economy. Because you got that shot, you think you invincible. The mask has been politicized. Just wear the damn mask. It's a pandemic, fam. Life or death. You like breathing, don't you? You know, Jesse Jackson and his wife Jacqueline, they remain under a doctor's care because they got the COVID. Jesse's 79, she's 77. Deaths up nearly 60%. We ain't hearing nothing about it. All last year was blasted on that. Is take the vaccine, and we done moved on to Afghanistan like the world is not falling apart. Nero fiddled as Rome freaking burned. New York had a damn comeback concert. Bruce Springsteen, Paul Simon, Jennifer Hudson, and Carlos Santana, LL Cool J were in the lineup. They averaging 1,900 new cases a day, up from 300 a day in June. But everything's great. The economy is back. Get out there, spend money, get a job. No. There's no plan here. These people have no idea what the hell they doing. You just flat out don't, and it's sad. Is this your king? Is this your king? Sleepy Joe Biden, who told niggas he wasn't gonna do nothing for them anyway. If you got the jab, you're not invincible. Could you please put on the mask? Shaka 401 in the main event with Jackie up. Banging this thing on your urban internet radio dial. We're pushgapradios.com. Bridging the gap between old school and new school radio. Push Gap, Dallas.
Wake up, P-Town! Well, guess what?
You just shot to number one.
I'm telling it.
On your internet radio dial.
That's right, and I'ma keep on telling it.
Shaka 401 in the main event.
Some of it you gon' like.
Only on pushgapradios.com.
Some of it you ain't.
It's Dallas, baby.
Wake up!
We are pushgapradios.com. Taking the community to the internet. From the rabbit hole to the Shaka for One in the main event, pushgapradios.com. We're bridging the gap between old and new radio.
The Shackleford One and the main event show.
Where were you during the Corona crisis?
Bridging the gap between old school and new school radio.
It's the reinvention of pushgapradios.com. Shaka 401 in the main event, KYBNradio.com. It's the hottest combination in the internet radio game.
Pushgapradios.com, Hamilton Park, Dallas, Fort Worth.
It's Dallas, baby.
Get in town, buy me something to eat. Go to Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know I can't miss no meal. Seem like it bombs everywhere you go. I come out of Kentucky Fried Chicken, I got a bag over my shoulder. Dude tell me, hey big man, what you got in that bag? I say some chickens. He get all excited. Ooh, I like chickens, I like chicken. If I guess how many in there, can I have one? I said, man, if you guess how many in here, I'll give you both of them. He said 3. Just dumb, you know what I'm saying?
And remember this, the people who follow us ain't followers. Pushgapradios.com. Dallas, baby.
That's right. America is about to ban menthol cigarettes. And honestly, I'm all for it. Partly because tobacco companies have an ugly history of targeting menthols to black communities, but also, just speaking for myself, I hate smelling that shit. But whether you're for this thing or against it, you gotta admit it's gonna send ripples through the black community in America. And so to get some perspective on that ripple, we're joined by my good man, Roy Wood Jr. What's going on, Roy?
What's up, man?
What do you think about this menthols ban? It's amazing, right?
No, I tell you what I think. I think Joe Biden crazy. Kamala better talk to his ass. Look, Trevor, you can't do this to black people. It's going to be another insurrection. Menthol smokers going to storm the Capitol over this, man. Now, it's going to be a little slower because they're going to have to stop to catch their breath. They're going to be wheezing everywhere. But still, man, damn. Say right.
I don't get this, Roy. What is it about menthols that brings out so much passion?
Because, Trevor, menthols is the seasoning. You can't have black people smoking unseasoned cigarettes. Hell, menthols are the only reason my grandma can cook while she's smoking. That ash never fall off the damn thing. She switched brands, ash fall in, now we all tasting ash. Also, gotta set y'all straight. See, menthols ain't just about flavor. They were a sign of wisdom. How am I supposed to know if a man can fix a car if he ain't got a menthol hanging out his mouth?
Yeah, I mean, look, I get that it's going to be a change, but at the end of the day, smoking menthols is unhealthy.
Okay, but why is it that black people don't get their unhealthy thing? Why not ban them stupid ass clove cigarettes white men be smoking that smell like feet? What about that? What about them long ass Cruella de Vil shits? I don't see them banning that. What about chewing tobacco? This was crazy. I can pop all this in my mouth. In my mouth. This is legal, but menthols ain't. This is racism.
Goes a little something like that.
Shackleford One in the main event with me, the Queen D, Jackie up. Heard exclusively on Push Gap Radio. Giving you true scoops.
And it goes a little something like that.
PushGapRadio.com in Dallas and Fort Worth. We're bridging the gap between old school and new school radio. Yeah, that's who's raising the surge on the 1-9. It's you people going out everywhere, partying and just hanging like just ain't nothing touching America. Meanwhile, place is burning down. We're our own worst enemy. And the Delta variant is having a field day. What's going to happen when you open these schools back up on the East Coast after Labor Day? You already got a shortage of teachers. Teachers are bailing out. They don't want to be a part of that. Can't help but to understand that, right? They don't want to be a part of it because you don't know what you're doing. Then you're trying to force me to take this crap. What are you doing? You know, they're talking about the U.S. is looking to bring in 30,000 Afghans on special refugee visas. Wonder what cities they'll be dropped in. 300,000 people from another country halfway around the world. Where do you think they're going to stick them people? Now, they say as an American, you have a right not to wear a mask, but just like you, businesses have a right not to let you in, not to serve you. Can't have it both ways. You're free to make a choice, but that means accepting the consequences of your actions. Screaming at employees and businesses for protecting their workers and customers does not make you a patriot. It makes you an asshole. Don't mistake inconvenience for oppression. Don't know what the conservatives are conserving, but it sure as hell ain't human life in this planet. Wear the mask. That's all it's asking. It's simple. Quit making it political. Quit turning it into something it's not. You're wearing the mask saves you, and it saves the people around you. If you got the jab, I salute you. If you didn't get the jab, I salute you. But please, just wear the damn mask. All cigarettes matter. Why ban just menthol? Statistics show 85% of blacks smoke menthols and only 28% of whites. Critics of the ban say there are multiple considerations that have not been adequately addressed. The Biden administration was expected to officially ban menthol cigarettes in the U.S. in part because statistics show that most black people who smoke prefer menthols. See? Tell me you don't see the game. Say that the tobacco industry has aggressively marketed menthol products to young people and African Americans in urban communities. Yeah, come on, you target all the bad stuff to us. I'm telling nothing new. Say black people die from diseases related to tobacco use at a higher rate than whites, even though blacks smoke fewer cigarettes. Do you ever believe these numbers? They say that black people start smoking at an older age than white people, according to the CDC. You know, they make menthols cheaper in our community anyway. You got all kind of discounts on different types of menthol products. And, you know, they set up the strategic partnerships with, you remember they was with the Cool Jazz Festival? Cools and Newports. Every time you went to a Cool Jazz Festival or some kind of black music thing in your community. Yeah. Sometimes they be out there just giving the cigarettes away. Same as the dope game. You know, your first bump is free. Get you on the comeback. Another argument in favor of the ban is that menthol cigarettes are more addictive than regular ones. I don't doubt that. They say in part because the menthol flavor makes smoke inhalation easier to tolerate and therefore promotes nicotine addiction. It's all bad. There's no magic cigarette for the white folks. You puff. You seen the chick on TV with the thing in her throat. I want smoking, and yeah, you've seen it. Believe your numbers, man. Humans are humans. You puffing it down, then you taking a hit. Nothing makes you different because you're white. Nothing makes you different. You know that kind of sort of thing is marketed to us and pushed in our neighborhood. Now you want to take the cigarettes away. Remember Eric Garner? Anybody? There's that. Selling untaxed loose menthol cigarettes. Racial profiling brought the New York police deadly violence against Mr. Garner, who was accused of a nonviolent crime of selling some damn cigarettes 7 years ago. It doesn't matter if you sell drugs or whatnot. If you do not sell the drugs, the user is going to get them from somewhere anyway. So depending on your situation, well, I need the money to feed my family. He needs to hit. If he comes to you and you don't have the drugs, what are you going to do? Go home, read a book? It's all a game to me. They say, according to statistics from the American Lung Association, black people account for the second highest percentage of smokers in the U.S., edging white people, but it's 0.2 of a percentage point, 16.8 to 16.6. But more than 3 times as many black people smoke menthol cigarettes compared to white smokers. We just don't do what you do. We like the flavor in it, man. You just heard Roy Woods Jr. with Trevor Noah. It's the flavor, man. And you people know that. You know, it's scientific research. They burning your lungs out to do it, but it's scientific research. They know that that's what you like. Look at all the different White House cigars and whatnot, the different flavors and whatnot. They trying to get you. I got to keep long-term customers coming for my business. Cigarette market, and I figure in a few decades, cigarettes would be gone anyway, though, you know. People know, it's just they're turning to other things. But, you know, you're trying to get that dopamine going in your brain. Cigarettes are very harmful, but by the same token, cigarettes do serve that purpose, don't they? When you go out there and got to relax and calm your ass down, huh? They say in the end, banning menthol cigarettes could be tantamount to breathing new life into the failed war on drugs, which has, not coincidentally, also disproportionately and adversely affected black people. It's all a damn game. People don't care. If you're going to ban cigarettes, you ban all cigarettes. When you had the prohibition back in the day, you didn't just ban bourbon, you banned all liquor. Marijuana became a problem when the jazz musicians was using it back in the 20s and 30s. Because, of course, you know, it made them want the white women. Anything we do, how come we don't get to have our bad habits? How come we do not get to have ours? But laughing about dying is not a joke. And to most families, here's a company that's trying to help them to deal with the losses when a family member dies. Because with a funeral, besides the grief, there's the cost. People have been grumbling about the cost of funerals since there have been, well, funerals. People are in no condition to bargain with a funeral home over the cost of a casket, and so they do wind up paying more than necessary. How much more? A casket could cost anywhere from $1,800 to $3,300 at a funeral home, and it can be bought online from Titan for $1,000. Now, there are a host of startups aiming at cutting the cost in the funeral game. Titan Casket, for example, can't take away the pain of losing a loved one, but it can certainly help take away some of the financial pain of laying that loved one to rest, and is using technology to do it. The company, which is based in Seattle, Washington, is helping consumers to buy caskets online, right from its own website and even from Amazon. The ideal is to release the bereaved from the grip of the funeral home and allow more choices and cost savings. Most customers go to a funeral home and buy their casket straight out. You know, you're distraught and whatnot while you're there. You're just going to go to the funeral home, you know, whichever one other people were going to. The funeral director knows that, and he got you. U.S. funeral market is currently estimated to be worth around $20 billion annually, with 2.4 million funerals taking place every year. Very profitable business. But what they say is these business owners, these funeral homes, need to wake up. Industry is ripe for disruption. Look at Uber and the cab companies. And there are many startups developing new technologies and services that are going to change the way that we bury our kinfolk and remember our loved ones. People take advantage of you. They just don't care. Like my mama told me, you know, you ain't got to run game on people, but you need to understand when game is being ran on you. Why it cost so much to bury somebody? It's a hole in the ground. I don't get it. I know there's a lot more involved. I'm not stupid. I'm not naive. But to bury somebody, fam, see, I got the pre-knee joint. Yeah, I got the pre-knee joint. And that is what I have done to prepare when I leave here. Your day has come, and have you taken care of things to get out of here when your day comes? When we come back, we're going to talk about Joe Biden's ass. Is he competent to be your king? We're pushgapradios.com on the bangingest thing in the game. Shout out there to California. No water and plenty of fires. KYBNradio.com. pushgapradios.com. It's the hottest combination in the urban internet game. Dallas.
The place with the most music variety. Most music variety.
This is Kimberly Harden from Dallas, Texas, and I listen to the new pushgapradios.com, pushing hip-hop and R&B from back in the gap. pushgapradios.com. Dallas, baby.
The Shackelford One and the Main Event Show.
Where were you during the Corona crisis?
Bridging the gap between old school and new school radio.
It's the reinvention.
PushGapRadio.com, Hamilton Park, Dallas, Fort Worth.
It's Dallas, baby.
Now look, I'm going to be frank here. It's one thing to joke about Joe Biden's verbal miscues and corn pop memories. But the fact is, there's just something not right with the guy. Instead of coming out and owning this crisis, a crisis of his own making, Joe Biden spent the week cowering at Camp David. After the collapse of Afghanistan, Biden vanished for 2 days, only returning briefly to read a speech off a teleprompter and take no questions. Tuesday this week was also a wash, with the president not to be seen. On Wednesday, he read another script, this time about vaccine boosters off a teleprompter, again with no questions from the press. When he did make an appearance Friday, it was to blatantly lie and claim that Americans abandoned by their government and trying to get out of Afghanistan were having no trouble at all getting to the airport. Look, you get the idea. Where is the guy? And what is going on with him? It's no wonder that in Washington, rumors are beginning to churn about Biden's mental capacity and even using the 25th Amendment of the Constitution to remove him from office. But there's only one problem. Who would take his place? If you thought the obvious answer was Kamala Harris, well, not so fast. Yes, the word around Washington is that she has been sniffing around to see whether she could whip the support she needs among the cabinet. But if Democrats think that if there's a less appealing prospect than sticking with Joe Biden for 3 more years, it's putting Kamala Harris, a woman whose ambition exists in direct opposition to her ability, in his place. So, unless Biden's decline becomes even more dramatic and harder to hide, and let's not count that out, the Democrats are stalemated on this one. Sadly, the rest of the world is now too.
And it goes a little something like this.
Shackelford One and the Main Event with me, Queen D, Jackie up. Heard exclusively on Push Gap Radio. Giving you true scoops.
And it goes a little something like this.
PushGapRadio.com in Dallas and Fort Worth. We're bridging the gap between old school and new school radio. Yeah, man, I told you about the fake vaccination card. You get caught with that, you're looking at 7 years, probably $500,000 or so in fines. I could be wrong, but they're going to tax your ass if you get caught with the fake cards. So, be looking out for that. 4.2 million gig workers will soon lose their unemployment. It's sad. People put you in this predicament and, you know, they don't care. But you're lazy. Don't forget that. Your ass is damn lazy. You remember that. You lazy bastard. Okay. Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. You folk don't know what y'all doing, fam. You have no idea. Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe is in charge of things. You voted for Sleepy Joe. You black Democrats, you love Sleepy Joe. He's just going to do everything for you. Didn't sit down and kick with Ice Cube when he had his contract with Black America. Trump did. Trump's at least sat down with the man. And you voted him in. Now you want something. Really? That ain't how that works. It's not how that works. You get what you want up front. Then you get your vote with your stupid ass. What time do you think Sleepy Joe goes to bed? What time do you think? That Sleepy Joe takes his ass to bed. No, there's still a labor shortage. That's what they call it. Bus driver shortages are the latest challenge hitting U.S. schools. That's something else going to shut it down. Old heads drive the bus, okay? In Montana, they talking about giving you a $4,000 bonus. Why don't you add that every week? For people to come out and drive buses. Another school district in Delaware offered to pay their parents $700 to take their own transportation. A lot of kids would have to walk to school during the COVID. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you're on the bus, you're around the COVID. If you walking, do you think kids are maintaining a 6-foot distance? Come on, man. Shortage of bus drivers is complicating the start of the school year, which is already besieged by the highly contagious Delta variant of the 1.9. Contentious disagreements over the damn mask requirements. And trying to help these kids catch up on the educational ground they lost during the pandemic rage last year. Come on now. It's just not going to happen. Do you think Joe Biden is competent to run the country? Do you? Do you think Sleepy Joe, at 78 years old, is competent enough to be your leader? Here's who's leading you. A bunch of old guys who don't know how to use self-checkout at Walmart. This is your leader. I had a youngster tell me that a couple of weeks ago. We were chopping it up out front. Came around, well, youngster, did you vote? Well, yeah, I voted. He was 20 years old. Because we had to get Trump out of there. Did you vote for Trump to be president? No. The nigga, how's it your problem to get him out? What is Joe Biden and his folk going to give you for you casting your vote? Nothing. There he sat. Nothing. The Trump White House doctors, 13 House Republicans, are urging Sleepy Joe to take a cognitive test. This is from the USA Today. Critics of the former vice president's age often suggest the septuagenarian is mentally and physically too old to be president. He's the oldest president in history. Now, this same White House doctor gave a glowing report in 2018 to about then President Donald Trump's cognitive abilities and is calling on President Joe Biden to take the same test. The damn White House doctor can't get you to come take a test. U.S. Rep. Ronnie Jackson, a Republican out of Texas, led a group of 14 Republicans who sent Biden a letter last Thursday urging him to take a cognitive test and make the results public. Now, the freshman congressman, Ronnie Jackson out of Texas, served as White House physician under former Presidents Bush, Obama, and Trump. And in 2018, this is the White House physician, he gave Trump a clean bill of health after an annual physical and a cognitive test that came amid questions about Trump's mental fitness to serve. Trump was a damn lunatic, but, you know, wasn't like Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe will start rambling. He's 78. I told you, August 29th is my mom's birthday. She would have been 82. She turned 81 last year in August. Died in October. Look at Sleepy Joe. That's who's running your country. They say they believe that regardless of gender, age, or political party, all presidents should follow the precedent set by former President Trump. Look at Nancy Pelosi. Look at Mitch McConnell. Look at all these old-ass white guys. White people. Not knocking you white people. It's just the people who are they're running my life, too, like they're running yours. If you have every reason to complain, so do I. It's my country, too. These people say it's past time for Biden to submit to a cognitive test. I wonder how many meetings Sleepy Joe sleeps through when we're in here discussing Afghanistan. We're here discussing the economy. What time does Sleepy Joe go to bed? Probably like 4:30, huh? On the East Coast, that's 3:30 here in Dallas. Old ass. The American people deserve to have an absolute confidence in their president. They need to know if he or she can perform the duties demanded of the office. You were old when you were vice president. They say the man is showing clear mental impairment. Said Biden is showing evidence of cognitive decline. You think he's 78? Nigga, I forget a few things and I'm 60. What the hell did I walk in this room for? Okay. Sleepy Joe. They say he makes embarrassing errors virtually every day that are funny enough to become popular on, the thing. The interweb. See, what y'all don't see is when you go to YouTube and you go to different like Australia and different countries like that, they put Joe Biden's ass on blast. They don't do that here in America. It's like FDR was in a wheelchair, Franklin D. Roosevelt, when he was president. And amongst themselves, the media decided that they wouldn't show that. They would always show him as a strong leader with strength. So you never really saw him being photographed in the wheelchair. These other countries don't care. They just flat out just show you that Joe Biden is a damn idiot. Last week, Joe started babbling on about his mom. I'm sure they had that thing in his ear because you got to rein him back in. Is Joe Biden cognitive enough to be your leader? Dan Patrick, Greg Abbott, Governor and Lieutenant Governor of Texas. Everything is politicized, fam. And you Democrats that ran out of the state of Texas and went to D.C. Y'all a bunch of punk ass motherfucker people too. Children. People are going through a pandemic. People are about to lose their homes. People can't get supplies. People can't get their kids to school. People are trying to fight the COVID. And your bitch ass ran away from your duty and went to Washington. And it's you idiots who will go vote them in again because they say you need to do something. I just don't get it. Dan Patrick, it ain't black folks' fault, nigga, that the coronavirus is surging. It's crappy leadership, sir. Now, you've been a television and radio personality. I'm sure you have no military experience, sir. You people have no plan. You're concerned with the money to get this economy open back up. Everybody else falling, but it's the niggas' fault. It's the darkies who didn't get the shot. Or is it the people who got the shot and think they're invincible and that COVID can't touch them, that COVID is no longer kryptonite to their Superman? Always us, never you. You people don't know what you're doing. It's all about money. It's all about political gain. To hell with the people. And the people, like sheep, are too stupid to realize it in most instances. Who are you going to blame this week? Whose fault will it be next week? Greg Abbott said it was the illegal immigrants. Then it's the undocumented immigrants. Now it's black folk. But you people make up the biggest percentage at 38%. The Republicans don't want the vaccine. Democrat, Republic. When the hell are you going to fix the problem? No money in that, right? No money in that. It's like an oligarchy. You just here for what you can get. And to hell with the people. And then you want to shame us into fighting each other about whether we should wear a mask or not. Then you want to shame us that we're lazy. I'm going to paraphrase Malcolm X when he said, you abuse me because you pile the weight on my back. You punish me when my knees buckle from the weight. You people don't know what you're doing. And your leadership is deplorable. I'm talking about from mayors to governors, because I ain't seen no black governors, to the presidency. To me, your time is over. You went from Trump to Joe Biden. Nigga, who do you have next? I know it's not Kamala. No one likes her. She don't even have a base. Where her Suey girls from the sororities? Leadership is freaking deplorable. You people don't know what you're doing. You trying to save your own ass. And then it's backfiring on you. Same way getting rid of nurses and damn teachers who don't take the jab is going to come back and bite you. You wanted to replace us with robots and AI? The only problem with that is we stepped out before you could initiate it. See, you wanted to initiate it at your time, right? We're going to put all trucks are now self-driving. Now we can get rid of you, but that's another 8, 10, 12 years out. Well, 8, 10, 12 years earlier, we stepped out. Put your robots in there. Ain't no school bus drivers, motor coach drivers, city bus drivers, truck drivers. Because the baby boomers bailed out. Them young folk don't want to do them jobs. You told them it was bad to work with your hands, to be a plumber or whatever, but that is another story. Banging this thing on your urban internet radio dial. PushGapRadios.com. I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana. If you're listening to this show Thursday through Sunday, I'll head back to Dallas on Monday, be back Tuesday. Big shout out to KYBNRadio.com in Mountain View, California. Banging this thing in the freaking game. Shaka 401 in the main event with Jackie O. PushGapRadio.com.
Pray until something happens. God always provides. At PushGapRadio.com, the power is in the name.
You just shot to number 1 on your internet radio dial. Shaka 401 in the main event only on PushGapRadio.com.
PushGapRadio.com. Bridging the gap between old school and new school radio. PushGapRadio.com. It's Dallas, baby.